On today's video, let's talk about Mightiest Governor and one way you can fix Mightiest Governor in your kingdom to avoid potential conflicts which can lead to civil wars and zeroings, and at the same time, keep this event not only efficient for your kingdom, but also competitive for anyone as well as fair. This is one method of many different ones that have been found in this game, and this one seems to work really well here. So sit back, smash a like on the video. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today let's talk about Mightiest Governor. It's an event that causes way more drama than any other event, including civil wars, including people getting zeroed and everything along the way. And in this video, we're gonna find a way for you to potentially mitigate those issues. Before we start though, I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to drop a like on the video and of course, subscribe to the channel. 63% of you haven't subscribed yet. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. So, I am, for the record, not the biggest of fans of fixing Mightiest Governors. I've always been fairly against it. I did think that some limitations here and there are important, but I was never a big fan of fixing Mightiest Governor. As time goes by though, you start realizing that there is really no good way to keep the event open and fair, and at the same time have it so that it doesn't cause too much drama. And so this method is one of many possibilities that I've seen so far that seems to be working really, really well. If you have a different way you think you are implementing fixing Mightiest Governors, as well as any ideas beyond this one, leave me a comment down below. We'll make a series out of this of a few different options of things you can do to fix Mightiest Governor, and I think you guys will really dig the results of this. So in Kingdom 2, what they do is they don't fix all the Mighty Governor, and as a matter of fact, they don't even fix all the top 10. In a lot of kingdoms that I've heard about fixing Mightiest Governor, folks have fixed the ranks 1 through at least 10, which are the ranks that give you over 10 sculptures. And from there, everything is open for anyone. But the problem is, realistically, 10 people is not a lot in an active kingdom, and leaving 5 spots for competition where they cannot pass the folks above them really causes a lot of friction. Kingdom 2 have been doing something very, very neat, and I'll show you guys how it works. And this is not all of what Kingdom 2 does. I took some of their ideas and some ideas I had in the past and kind of mixed and mashed it all together into something that I think works really well. So what Kingdom 2 does is they fix the top 3 placements of Mightiest Governor. Now, Mightiest Governor is an event that happens 4 times at least for every commander, which means that in theory, you can fix 12 times 12 positions, aka 4 times first place, 4 times second place, 4 times third place. And to keep it even more fair, it's not that UCS, the biggest alliance in the kingdom, gets top 3 every Mightiest Governor. On the first one, they got 1, and top 3, and on the second one, the second biggest alliance gets. On the third one, I don't know what they do from there on out, but I would assume that in kingdoms like, for example, kingdom like a 93, 341, a 401 that has many alliances in there that are very strong alliances, you can do it so that if every Mightiest Governor, one alliance gets to pick the top 3 that are guaranteed to end up first, second, and third. Now, that means that anything below that is open for competition, which now leaves you with 11 ranks every single time that can guarantee themselves an unlock on the first try, and that's a lot more than the early 5, but the 5 if you fix the top 10. So you're really bringing yourself a lot more than 11. It's 12, right? It's 12 spots that are available for anyone to compete for to unlock her in one Mightiest Governor. So what they do here is kind of neat. They set up a limit, a max limit for the first 4 events, which are training troops, hunting barbarians, gathering resources, and then powering up any type of power. And by doing that, they set a first place, second place, and third place, what their numbers should be like. If they go over them, it has to be within coordination of the 3. But the 3 numbers, what they should be looking like. And then the rest of them have a limit, which is a fair difference between third and fourth place. So for example, if third place is set to be able to get up to, at the minimum 40 million points, then the maximum fourth place can get is 35 million points. And that's how they essentially set it up. First, second, and third have a minimum number they need to reach, and then first place, let's say, is 100 mil. Second place, let's say, is 80 mil. Third place, let's say, 60 mil, which is not what it is right now. But at that stage, you know that anything over 100 for first place, excellent. That leaves a little bit more room for second and third to potentially move up if they want to. And essentially, that allows the people that need to train a lot of troops to train a lot of troops. If you have a point like, for example, right after a KVK, where you really want people to train a lot of troops, you can set those quotas higher. And when you're closer to a beginning of KVK, where you're trying to get people to also save some resources to have them available in KVK, then you can set a lower number for everybody. That way, it's fixed, but it's not 100% fixed. On top of that, one more rule that I find really cool is the fact that on killing event on day 5, you limit the amount of kills that can be gotten to a certain number. And more importantly than anything else, the most important rule that I really, really liked was if you are not in top 10 by KE, you cannot use the KE limit to bring yourself up to top 10. So let's say the KE limit is 5 million. And the difference is between 11th and 10th place is 3 million. 11th place cannot make it to 10th place by getting his 5 million kills, 5 million points worth of kills. So essentially that guarantees that the folks that are in the top 10 have gotten there from training, building power, resource gathering, or killing barbarians. So that's a nice little trick, and I really, really like it. What you do here is you set a quota for the top 3 and then a max ceiling for everyone who's competing. And then from there can be a little bit of wiggle room. For example, if you see that the top 3, you set them up, for example, at 180 and 60 million. But top first place needed to train 1.2 million troops. So he made 120 million points. At that point, second place could have another 20 million worth of points if he chooses to train. Third place then has the option to train, and therefore everybody's level of competition is determined based on the top 3. Why is this so important? It's important because it stops people from spamming troops to get commanders, which they'll never use. And they'll never use, I mean, not the commanders, but the troops. I have seen multiple kingdoms that for you to get an unlock on a commander, you need to train between 50 to 80 million points. And you have 2 of those Mightiest Governors happening by the time KVK arrives. And if you don't have a very competitive KVK, all the troops that you trained don't go anywhere. You don't use them. There are many, 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 many cases in multiple kingdoms that I've been of people who trained troops that never gotten used. And so they continually keep building up troops, but never use them. And so there has to be a way for people to be able to unlock commanders without having to make 500,000 tier 5s when they already have 6 million tier 5s they're not even using. The other side of it is if there's someone who wants to train a bigger quantity, they just can't do it in Mightiest Governor. But in power-up events, in any other events, you can go wild. So I really like this type of system. It allows the Mightiest Governor to be a regulated event in which the top 3 are the efficiency players, the ones that are the utility players. For example, Zenobia, the garrison people will get priority. And the garrison players do not necessarily have to spend 500 million points to get to first place because there is some whale in their kingdom that just trains 500,000, 2-3 million troops every single time. It also causes a situation where the Mightiest Governor is always fluctuating in terms of points. So as an example, we can go take, well, we can't look right now at the history in K2, but you can see that that in here, this is the second Zenobia Mightiest Governor, and the first place is at 40 million points. Nobody is going to pass first place. First place, second, and third go to 2FB this time around. And everybody is essentially stuck behind first, second, and third. Can Big Gary train another 20K troops? He can. Will he? Why? Because if he does, he gets above third place, and that's a very, very bad thing. So it allows essentially a free-to-play player to be able to train a decent amount of troops and still end up in top competitive places. I really like that idea. I think that it's a very cool thing K2 does. And as soon as I heard about it, I felt like sharing it with you guys, because a lot of you have asked me how you can stop civil wars from happening in your kingdom. And fixing Mightiest Governor is a very delicate thing. You shouldn't be fixing it too much, but at this point, I honestly think that fixing it a little bit, first, second, and third, and that's it, while fourth through else can compete based on certain parameters, feels like a very, very, very fair thing to do. If first place, for example, is at 40 million points, second place is at 20 million points, and third place is at 10 million points, essentially, you're allowing someone who's a low spender, a free-to-play player, to potentially compete in a Mightiest Governor in order to get sculptures. This also deters mega whales from spending boatloads on Mightiest Governor only. Granted, you want those whales, you want those people to get these sculptures, sure. But not every kingdom has the ability to fix it for everybody. I understand that massive kingdoms, only top 3 is not good enough for you. I understand that massively populated kingdoms are going to need more, have more utility players than 12 for one specific commander. But at the same time, by doing that, you're ensuring that anyone who's not a mega whale and anyone who's not a crazy spender has a fair opportunity to go for Mightiest Governor, and those who want to go crazy can go crazy during power-up events, during events that give other types of rewards that are not Mightiest Governor. From powering up events, from Zenith power events, all of those can go wild, and Mightiest Governor specifically is limited. That way, it's competitive, it's fair, it still allows the right people to get the right amount of sculptures, and it causes a little bit of less drama. I like this system. I added some modifications of my own. For example, in last Mightiest Governor, the KE limit was different than this time. In this time, obviously, you don't want people to go ham on each other, but you can't stop someone from, accidentally hitting someone or something like that. So the KE cap is about 1 million, I think, this time, or 2 million points, just in case kind of thing. But in previous Mightiest Governors, that cap was a bit higher, and it also allowed, for example, the top 3 to reposition based on that. Why is this so neat? It's neat because if someone breaks the rules, it's very easy to make them fix the problem. If you passed third place by mistake in KE, go find third place and suicide some troops on him until he or she have the points they need to get back to third place. If that caused an imbalance with first, second, and third, it's your fault. Go suicide troops on first, second, and third place until you fix the problem. And so it seems to be working really well. Last Mightiest Governor, I can tell you the top 10 needed less than 20 million points. Right now, it is 19 UTC on training day. So there's about 5 hours remaining in the day. I trained 150,000 tier 5s, and I am currently in 7th place. And for me to drop to top 15 to unlock Zenobia would require someone to train another 6 million, at least more than that, another 90k T5s. And essentially, I am fairly locked in, kind of, plus minus, into the top 15. And I really, really like it. It's awesome to see kingdoms that do Mightiest Governor in a more efficient way rather than just go balls to the wall. I can tell you some kingdoms, and including a kingdom that I've recently been in, not 541. I have a couple of other accounts in a couple of other kingdoms where I get in touch with some people and hang out with different communities. I saw someone who went balls to the wall before their KVK and got 150 million points to get first place to unlock a commander, and didn't have resources left to fight in KVK and begged for resources all of KVK. This allows you to not go crazy in Mightiest Governor. Again, if you're going to go crazy in a power event, that's your problem. What do y'all think about this? Leave me a comment down below. Is there a different method that you use to fix Mightiest Governor? I'm looking for other systems. If you have a good system that works in your kingdom, Let me know in the comments down below with as much detail as I can. I'm going to read through it. Any of these systems that work out, I'll message you, I'll reply to you, be like, hey, let's talk on Discord. I want to hear a little bit more about it. And maybe I'll feature the way you fix your Mightiest Governor in a previous Fix Mightiest Governor episode. For now, K2, I really dig what you guys did. I love the fact that UCS get 3, 2FB get 3. I don't know if the other 2 alliances are going to get 2 times the first and second and third placements. That was crazy to come out of. But even if they don't, the fact that 2FB can comfortably get 2-3 spots with the knowledge of that there is people in here that can blast troops is a really, really awesome thing. It keeps it fair and it keeps it neat, and I like it. I really do. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Appreciate every single one of you. Drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all sooner rather than later. Take care and have a good one. Bye.